Homelessness is a significant and growing problem across America. Many individuals and families lack a stable, safe place to call home. California and Texas are two of the nation's largest and most influential states. They present very different pictures when it comes to homelessness. In California, the number of people experiencing homelessness has been rising sharply. This trend causes deep concern for residents and policymakers alike. The Golden State faces a visible and urgent crisis. In Texas, the narrative around homelessness appears to be somewhat different. While the state certainly faces its own challenges, some areas have reported declining numbers. Texas has been exploring various strategies to address the issue. Understanding what Texas is doing can offer valuable insights. This essay will delve into the issue of homelessness in California and Texas. We will compare and contrast the situations in these two key states. The goal is to understand this tale of two states better. California is widely known for its attractive lifestyle and economic opportunities. However, this popularity comes with a significant downside. The cost of living in California is exceptionally high. Housing in particular has become unaffordable for a vast number of residents. This is a central piece of California's homelessness puzzle. The price of renting an apartment in major Californian cities is staggering. Buying a home is an even more distant dream for many. This reality forces people to make difficult choices. Many must spend a large portion of their income just on rent. Compounding this problem, wages for many jobs have not increased at the same pace as housing costs. Ordinary working people find themselves struggling to keep up. This economic squeeze is a daily reality for countless Californians. This severe lack of affordable housing is a primary driver of homelessness in California. The system seems to work against them at every turn. Statistics provide a crucial lens through which we can understand the scale of homelessness. These numbers are more than just data points on a chart. They represent real individuals and families facing immense hardship. In California, the magnitude of the homelessness crisis is particularly stark. Reports indicate that around 381,399 people are experiencing homelessness in the state. This figure is the highest of any state in the entire country. It underscores the depth and severity of the problem California faces. Now, let us consider the situation in Texas. Texas also has a significant number of people dealing with homelessness. The reported number of individuals without stable housing in Texas is around 113,200. While this is still a very large number of people, it is notably less than the figure for California. Comparing these statistics directly highlights the different scales of the crisis. California not only has a larger total number but also a higher rate of homelessness per capita. Acknowledging these numbers is a critical first step. It allows policymakers and communities to recognize the problem. It also helps direct resources and efforts to where they are most desperately needed. These figures call for action. In California's major urban centers, the homelessness crisis is impossible to ignore. Cities like Los Angeles and San Francisco are epicenters of this struggle. Tent encampments have become a common sight in many neighborhoods. These makeshift shelters offer a last resort for people with no other place to go. They are a stark reminder of the housing shortage. These encampments often occupy public spaces such as sidewalks, parks, and underpasses. They represent a daily battle for survival for their inhabitants. Living in a tent provides minimal protection from the elements. It exposes people to health risks, bad weather, and potential violence. The conditions are often unsanitary and unsafe. The widespread presence of these encampments creates significant social tensions. Local businesses may voice concerns about the impact on their operations. City officials find themselves under immense pressure. They must try to find solutions that are both humane and address public order. Texas presents a contrasting economic landscape compared to California. One of the most significant differences is the cost of living. Generally, it is less expensive to live in Texas. Housing costs, in particular, are more manageable in many parts of the state. This affordability makes a substantial difference for many households. It can be a key factor in preventing homelessness. Texas has also implemented various strategies aimed at reducing homelessness. Some cities in Texas have notably embraced the housing-first approach. Houston is a prominent example of this. This model prioritizes moving individuals and families into permanent housing as quickly as possible. Once housed, they are then offered supportive services. The The housing-first strategy has yielded positive results in several Texan communities. Houston, for instance, reported a significant reduction in its homeless population over several years. This success was built on strong collaboration. While Texas has achieved some successes in addressing homelessness, the state is not without its difficulties. Many large cities in Texas are experiencing rapid population growth. Austin, the state capital, is a clear example of this trend. This fast-paced urbanization brings with it new economic pressures. It also creates fresh challenges related to housing and homelessness. As Austin has boomed, the cost of housing has risen significantly. An increasing number of people are moving to the city, attracted by jobs and its vibrant culture. This influx drives up demand for both rental properties and homes for sale. Consequently, some long-term residents, especially those with lower incomes, are finding it harder to afford to live in their own city. This displacement is a serious concern. This dynamic has contributed to a noticeable increase in homelessness in Austin. The city has grappled with how best to respond to this growing issue. There have been public debates and policy changes regarding issues like public camping. Finding effective and compassionate solutions that work for Austin's unique context is an ongoing process. The city continues to seek a balanced approach. California and Texas often choose different policy paths to address societal issues. This divergence is evident in their respective approaches to homelessness. California has dedicated substantial financial resources to combat homelessness. Billions of dollars have been invested in a variety of programs. Many of these initiatives focus on creating emergency shelters and permanent supportive housing units. The housing-first philosophy is widely adopted as a guiding principle in California. The core idea of this model is that individuals need the stability of a home first. Once they are securely housed, they are in a better position to address other challenges. Texas also utilizes the housing-first model in some of its major cities, often with notable success. However, there can be a greater emphasis in Texas on a broader mix of interventions. This might include transitional housing programs, which offer temporary shelter with services. There may also be a focus on employment programs designed to help people re-enter the workforce. Local communities often have significant control over designing their own solutions. The overall effectiveness of these differing policy landscapes is a subject of ongoing debate. California's homeless population remains stubbornly high despite massive spending. Texas has celebrated successes in some areas, particularly Houston. It is critically important to remember that homelessness is fundamentally about people. The statistics and policy discussions are essential, but they only tell part of the story. Each number in a homelessness count represents an individual human being. Each person has their own unique story, their own struggles, and their own dreams. They all deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Living without a permanent home has a devastating impact on a person's life. It severely affects physical health, making people more vulnerable to illness and injury. It takes a heavy toll on mental well-being, leading to stress, anxiety, and depression. The constant uncertainty makes it incredibly difficult to find and maintain employment. It disrupts education for children and young adults. Children who experience homelessness face a unique set of profound challenges. The instability of their living situation can make it hard to succeed in school. They may worry constantly about where their family will sleep each night. This kind of trauma can have long-lasting effects on their development and future opportunities. Parents experiencing homelessness fight hard to shield their children from these harsh realities. Listening to the personal stories of people who have faced homelessness is crucial. Their voices and perspectives should be central in shaping our efforts. The contrasting experiences of California and Texas in addressing homelessness offer valuable lessons. Other states and communities across the nation can learn from their successes and their shortcomings. Homelessness is not confined to these two states. It is a national crisis. It demands a concerted and compassionate response from all levels of government and society. California's situation starkly illustrates that extremely high housing costs are a major driver of homelessness. When housing becomes unaffordable for a large segment of the population, homelessness is an inevitable consequence. Investing significantly in the creation and preservation of affordable housing is absolutely essential. Furthermore, implementing effective homelessness prevention strategies is vital. Texas demonstrates that coordinated strategic approaches can indeed make a tangible difference. The Housing First model, when implemented effectively with strong local partnerships, has shown success in reducing homelessness in cities like Houston. However, the Texas experience also shows that even states with lower overall costs are not immune. Rapid urban growth can quickly create new pressures on housing affordability and social services. Ultimately, there is no single simple answer to the complex challenge of homelessness. The tales of California and Texas underscore the complexity and urgency of this fight.